About 92 laps to go. This would not be the final pit stop should we stay green, but again, we have 15 cars on the lead lap. This should be 4 tires full of fuel, and what teams need adjustments, they'll get those adjustments this time.
Biffle and Johnson have each led over 100 laps today. Jimmy just took the lead for most laps led, which is 5 more bonus points. He's led 117 circuits. Greg Biffle's led 105. Nobody else worth counting today. Nobody else has led more than 5 laps. Dick Berggren patiently awaiting the rush onto pit road.
And now for something completely different, they are going to adjust Greg Biffle's car. Why? Because he didn't lead all the laps in that segment. They're going to try to tighten it up a little bit. Air pressure for sure. Maybe we'll see the wrench go in the left rear of the car as well. Watch this crew. They have been on the money all day long. Adam Emmert is in the front, Mike Hillman in the back, and they have been flawless. Jeannie.
Model 48 of Jimmy Johnson, where Jimmy was saying, look, this car was just thinking about getting tight. So just a small change, please. Air pressure adjustment to that left rear seat.
Carl Edwards still just a little bit free. They'll make a track bar adjustment and add a piece of vertical tape to the grill. That's from the bottom of your screen, Mark Martin.
No changes this stop for the 16th. He hit pit road in 4th position. A drag race off between the close call with Casey Kane getting out. They made a track bar adjustment on the 9. The car was tight, but it was getting better. He could go back up to the high line.
Look at the race off pit road. Look at Jeff Burton, the 31 group, gained 4 positions, and then you look at Carl Edwards in the 99. Those guys lost 4 positions. A good stop for that 31 team.
Biffle, Johnson, Jeff Burton after that great stop by the Childress team. The new 3rd place car, they're in orange. Casey Kane, Mark Martin, Scott Riggs. Carl Edwards is 7th with Dave Blaney, Brian Vickers, and Jamie McMurray. Kyle Busch got the free pass as we battle for the lead again.
Yeah, I tell you though, this makes me nervous. I'm telling you, when you run underneath somebody like that, it just really is hard to keep your car from getting into that guy on the outside.
I mean, they are neck and neck again after lap 1 of a restart. 7 1/1000ths of a second separated with Biffle leading that lap.
22 lead changes today among 7 drivers. But those 2 have led just about all the laps. All but 12.
And we just, as I mentioned earlier, we've only been counting the lead changes at the start-finish line. There's no telling how many times these guys have swapped the lead other places on the racetrack. Now, Dale Jarrett in the 88 car, the UPS car, he's in 26, 2 laps down. The battle is back there between Ryan Newman in the 12, Sterling Marlin in the 40, trying to get that free pass, being the first car lap down.
Pretty cool. Now they're going to change roles. Biffle to the inside, Johnson to the outside.
And the hunter becomes the hunted. Oh, crossover. Jimmy looking on the bottom again. Nothing there.
I'll tell you who's starting to really hunt right now is that 9 car, Casey Kane, in 3rd position. He's hunting the high side of the racetrack, but he has those 3 lap cars we're riding with him here in between him and those top 2.
Well, it's good to see him up there running well today because they have really, man, at Daytona and Fontana, they have had some tough goes of it in Las Vegas.
And guys, we're 240 laps into this race. Casey Kane and Jeff Burton just ran their fastest laps of the race.
Can you say cooler temperatures?
And time to go.
You know, this race is physically demanding too. I mean, this joint is fast. You get a lot of G's in a turn here. You're in the turns a long, long time.
Talking about cooler temperatures, we've been following this all day long. Remember, we started this race roughly about 3 hours ago. The sun was out. It's been very cool and very overcast since then. You see right there, not much difference in the air temperature, but just look at the difference, especially in turn 1 and 2. That just changes the handle of the cars, but really picks those speeds up. More gripping than racetrack.
Jimmy Johnson just about 6 car lengths behind Greg Biffle. Here's Jeannie.
Well, you gentlemen are talking about cooler temperatures, so that has to do with the weather, but the race is heating up, and you can really start to feel the tension here in the pits. Chad Canals coming on the radio telling his driver, look, just relax. We only need to lead 1 more lap. That would be lap 325.
Yeah, but you know what, Jeannie? I think what Jimmy Johnson is seeing, the same thing I'm seeing. That 16 is on the, he's moving away from Johnson right now. And those adjustments they made this time seem to really help him.
Talk about a turnaround. The Childress team has come in here and run extremely well. 2 of their 3 cars on the lead lap, with Jeff Burton presently in 4th place. Here's Dick.
Yeah, the neat thing about that, Mike, is he started in 38th position. Car has a new body. It had never been raced. They tried it a couple of times, tested it here and there, but today is the first time it has seen competition. Burton doing a great job, at his pit crew. Wow, they have picked up 20 spots on pit road. Looking at pit stop after pit stop. They did it in Vegas, picked up 18 there, picked up 16 in California. Burton right now running in 4th position. I bet he can't wait for the next round of pit stop so he can get a couple more spots.
And his teammate Dave Blaney is also in the top 10.
Well, like I always say, I can make up a few hundreds on the racetrack. You can make up seconds in the pits.
And I think they have made big gains under the hood of these race cars, too. And the indication of that was when Bobby Hamilton Jr. sat on the outside pole Friday night. They used Richard Childress engines.
There's Dave Blaney tracking down Mark Martin. This is 6th and 7th. Make it 5th when you add in the 10 of Scott Riggs. Or 6th, 7th, and 8th.
You know, the Childress team that has been carrying the banner for most of this season already has been Kevin Harvick. So strong at Fontana, very strong at Las Vegas last week, but he's been somewhat struggling. We're riding with him here. He's 1 lap down, back in 25th position. A little bit of a struggle for this race team today, but remember, they are working without their crew chief, Todd Berrier.
Yeah, you know, I question that, Larry. I mean, why? I would wait for NASCAR to impose a penalty. I don't know if NASCAR is going to take that into consideration or not when they hand out the penalty this week.
Under appeal. We did talk with Richard Childress this weekend about that, and he told Fox that they felt that the suspension would not be lifted entirely. They hoped to reduce it, and they thought that since they tested here, this would be a good race to miss if you had to miss one.
This battle here, it's been going on. You see Scott Riggs in the 10 looked like he wiggled quite a bit. He's going to lose a lot of ground to Dave Blaney in the 07. These guys are battling for 7th position. Remember, our pole sitter, Ryan Newman, in the 12 is 1 lap down right now, back in 18th position.
Joe Nemechek has recovered nicely from that pit road speeding penalty. He's up for 9th in the 01.
Yeah, he's had 2 penalties on the last 2 pit stops, one for hitting the commit cone and then for speeding on pit road the last time. So nice recovery.
Riding with Michael Waltrip, looking at Jamie McMurray. They are 11th and 12th. Behind them, Elliott Sadler in 13th.
I think Michael in the 15 crowd must have made some pretty major adjustments on their last pit stop. But he came in running in the 5th or 6th spot, went out running in at like the 12th or 13th spot, but he seems like the car is coming back to the front for him.
Nemechek battling his teammate Scott Riggs in the 10. This is at 8th place.
But those owners at MBV, MB2, they have to be so proud, because 5 races into this season, these 2 teams, they've been strong on qualifying day, they've been strong on race day. I mean, it's just great. I'm sure it's a great feeling. Riggs got real loose again, as he did about 2 laps ago, down in 3 and 4. But to see 2 race cars, remember, they have that Hendrick power, so strong, so consistent week in and week out.
One thing I like about working with the Hendrick group is they share information on everything. Engines, chassis, setups. Those guys can go and talk to Chad Knaus or anybody on the Hendrick organization about setup, and they'll help them with it.
Robbie Gordon caught up in that little bit of that lap 1 crash. He's fallen 4 laps down in 30th as Greg Biffle will put lap 252 on the board and leave us with 73 to go in Atlanta. Laps to go.
67 laps to go. Chris, a couple things that jumped out at me. At last caution, guys came down pit road, made adjustments to their cars. We see Jimmy Johnson continue to try to chase after Greg Biffle. But all of these guys, Casey Kane, Jeff Burton, as well as his teammate Dave Blaney, all